Hey guys, this is Brent with Western Equipment, and in this video I'm going to be showing you the difference between ISO and H-pattern joystick controls on a John Deere 333G. So let's get started. Alright, so first off, let's go ahead and put on our seat belt here and get our lap bar pulled down. Then we can go ahead and reach up here in the right hand corner and hit our green button to turn the machine on, and then hold it down here to start. Alright, so next thing we're going to do is release our parking brake, and when we do that it should also release our hydraulic brake here, which is in the top right corner of our control panel. Now, the way the machine is set up, we've got three different settings here on our switch panel. So you'll see here on the third column down, or the third row down, and to the far right, you'll have a picture of a joystick with an I, an H, and an F on it. And then you'll have a light above those to tell you which of those modes you have selected. So here we have it on the furthest left position under the I, so we are in what's called ISO mode. Now, in ISO on the joysticks, what that means is that each joystick is isolated for a certain function. So, for instance, on our right hand side, this is going to be all loader and bucket functions. So we'll go ahead and show just a little bit of that now. So right here, if I were to raise back, our loader would raise up. If I push forward, the loader is going to go down. And then if I go from side to side here, if I go inside, it's going to curl the bucket in. And then if I go outside here, it's going to dump the bucket out. Now, since the right side here is our bucket side, then that means that our left side here would be our driving side. So we'll go ahead and go a little bit forward here now. I'm just going to crank up our RPMs here a little bit. And then as I push forward, you'll see we're going forward, and as I turn it to the right, we're going right, as you can see there. And if I let off, we're back here into neutral, and if I pull back, we're going in reverse. Now, reverse is where it gets a little bit tricky, because whenever we're going backwards, it's still going to function as if it's going to turn in the direction as if we're going forward. So when we go back and we pull here to the left, we're actually going to be swinging the back of our machine to the right. So then if we pull back and go towards the right, we're actually going to be swinging the back of the machine towards the left. So that's one thing that you have to get a little bit used to here whenever you are on ISO. Now, the nice thing about having it in the ISO function is you're not ever going to get confused on where your controls are. You're always going to be driving on the left, and then bucket and boom function on the right. So very easy here. This is a newer style. I say newer. It's the most up-to-date version of these joystick controls, to where most manufacturers are going to this setup. But as we know, there's been previous different setups before, and like I said up here, we have an I, an H, and an F. Now, we used to have foot and hand controls on some of these machines, and those may still be options in different lineups in different manufacturers, and we do still have the option for it here in this 333G. But this machine is not equipped with any foot controls, but what we do have is the H pattern. So if I go up here to that button and I click that one time, now we are in what's called H pattern. Some people may also call this the Bobcat setup, or maybe it's just the older style setup, as a lot of skid steers were controlled in this H pattern. Now, the difference here whenever we're at H pattern is both of our controls are both driving and boom and bucket controls. So, for instance, if we're wanting to drive this machine forward, we're going to take both of our hand levers here and push both of them forward at the same time. And then if we want to go backwards, we're going to pull both of the handles backwards at the same time. Now, what this is doing now that you're in H pattern is you're basically controlling this track the right track with the right lever and the left track with the left lever. So this is going to be a lot like if you've ever driven a zero-turn lawnmower. It's a lot like that. So if we're going to want to turn, we would turn these, we would pull these in opposite directions. So there, if we wanted to go right, we would push our left one forward, pull our right one back, as you can see here. And then if we wanted to go left, we would go here. So there we are going forward, just with both pushing forward, and then going to the rear, both pushing back. Now if I want to turn to the left, I'm going to go right stick forward, left stick back, and then if we want to go right, we're going to go left stick forward, right stick back. Now if we want to control our boom, these are all going to be side to side movements on these joysticks. So our left joystick, if we go to the outside, that is going to raise up our boom, and then if we go to the inside, it's going to lower our boom. So we'll go ahead and raise this up so we can show a little bit of the bucket function. Now the bucket, dump, and curl is going to be done with the right hand joystick. So as we see here, if we go out, that's going to dump the bucket, and if we go in, that's going to curl the bucket. So just remember that whenever we're switching back and forth between these two patterns, there could be certain situations where maybe you prefer the H pattern, maybe you're only going to be driving, you're not going to be doing much bucket function here, and when you are, it's very, very little, and you happen to like that style that's more like a zero turn, then the H pattern is for you. But if you're looking for precise, you're looking for quick, you're looking for operational, you know, being able to get things done and never have to think about what our hand controls are doing, then I would always suggest going with the ISO. That way you know that your left is for driving, your right is for bucket. The other thing too is that on our right stick, right hand joystick here, we are going to have our hydraulic control for our auxiliary hydraulics on the front of the machine. So if we're running those attachments, we can just always remember as well that this is going to control my boom and my bucket, and then this is also going to control my attachment. So if those are things that you are going to be doing, I would recommend the ISO, but just know that you do have that option of the H pattern there. So guys, this is mainly just an operator preference here on the joystick controls. Now we're going to see a lot of operators nowadays using the ISO style pattern just because it's easier for them to remember which functions do which things, as we have one stick for driving, one stick for our boom and bucket function. But as I said before, there are a lot of older machines out there that have often used this H pattern. So if that's what you're used to, you do still have that option here. And hopefully after watching this video, you're comfortable with being able to run that option if so. So guys, I hope this video helps you out, and I hope maybe I was able to show you something you've never seen before, or maybe shed some light on something that you never thought about when using your 333G. But guys, I hope that this video helps you, and I hope that you liked this video. And if you did, we just ask that you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel, as that helps us out as well. And also guys, if you feel like I left anything out, make sure to leave those questions down in the comments section below so I can get back to you. And while you're down there, we just ask that you, if you have any of those John Deere parts needs, whether it be for your 333G, your lawnmower, your tractor, your gator, whatever those things are, I'm going to leave a link to 24/7 parts down in the description, so make sure and check that out as well. And as always guys, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Hey guys, make sure to check out this cool video and this one. Buy your parts right up here and subscribe right here.